Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, everybody. We're about to talk to Pippin here and get this instance underway. No doubt we'll be fighting here, so let's go ahead and start this off. It's also be close enough that we'll settle in for a long watch. That said, it would be prudent to keep your weapons at the ready. In the event a passing patrol stumbles upon us or worse.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father. Cannon fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that... Oh gods, it's Relga's Reach.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
You! Traitor! Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine!
Well, well. Stand aside, Pilus. This one has promise.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
Seven hells. It's him. It's Xenos.
The Viceroy? Oh, you are a dead man! Ah!
So spirited, and yet so empty. Ah, a magical barrier. Alas, it will not save you.
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line!
Oh, this isn't what I was expecting to start a video off of.
Cryle!
No.
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos. Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught. Arenvold, can you escort these people to the wall?
Aye, sir.
Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern. If we can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements, we may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
Alright, battle for the Reach.
It's all over now!
Okay, these guys had a little bit more power to them than I thought. Oh, there's another one. A Reaper. Defend all these people. Hopefully it doesn't auto-fail if I lose one of them, to be honest. Ah, the other Reaper. Ah, shoot. Just gonna skip all the cutscenes. Yes. Okay. Come here, good friends.
Over now.
I did quite a bit of damage, to be honest, with the, Gotta grab all these guys. Oh, there's another one. And now we continue on.
For the glory of the flames!
Okay, they got lives. Ooh, I'm taking a lot of damage, actually. Thank you, Krile. I believe you're the one healing me. Aha!
What took you so long? Alpha, no, I need your help. My lord, the prisoners!
See to your men, Pylus.
As you command, my lord.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
Oh boy. We're going for the big bad right at the beginning of the expansion, huh?
As one!
Be gone!
Dang.
Give me something to remember.
Ooh. Oh! This one is indeed strong.
Don't stop now.
I don't know if this is a fight I'm supposed to lose. Ooh.
Pathetic.
Seven hells.
Shall we give chase, General?
Nay. There has been enough death this day. See to the wounded.
Aye, sir.
You all right, lass? Tis no ordinary folk who bless the likes of you.
Don't you die on me, Shola! Hold on!
Don't worry, it's going to be all right. Alphino, Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. Hold her down while I work. The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise?
Of course.
I know you must be exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
Well, that was unexpected. He knocked us flat out. You did well, Nara. You saved lives. No matter what happens, remember that. Now then, let's see what we can do for the wounded. Every minute counts. See to the women, wounded, Naren. If they live, help them. If not, move on. Wilfred lies motionless, his having breath his last. Clench his fist as a small charm we should take for safekeeping. He was very cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. The charm must have been important. You take it to Conrad. Oh, it's unfortunate for Milfred. We had just gotten back to knowing him. Niego, Milfred, where are you? Well, Niego I think is fine, but Milfred is, This is... He's dead, isn't he? Milfred was a warrior, always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 malms so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrade loved him for it, of course, though that only made him worry more. Did you know that he sent his men in Quarry Mill away because he thought they were fighting for him, not the cause? Aye, well, he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. Not exactly the kind of man who should be a leader. The kind of man who deserves to survive, not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to it, Master Kemp. There never is. Who stands, who falls, in the heat of battle, we can do but our best. As he did. Milfred will be sorely missed, aye, but because of his sacrifice, many now live who otherwise would not, and they need us, now more than ever. Aye, that they do. Forgive me, I had high hopes for him, is all. Our defeat was no near thing. It was a total humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphanod said, it is those who survive whom we'll think of now. Regulars' reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castle Orients will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Forgive me, but it's imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Well, I see. In that case, you're free to search the barber and take what you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. I think I know why this place isn't a hub now. Miss Marshal Turpin said needs to have something for me. And here's the medical supplies. He'll be praised. They should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders. You still and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by your side the entire time. Thank you, Krile. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I couldn't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish, then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. Castrum Oriens. That's no better, unfortunately. I think our next set should be coming soon. You saved a good many of my men, I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated. This state will not be mounting an assault on Castrum, Veladine, or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects, but first we need to put our affairs in order here. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castrum Oriens. Understood, we'll go and speak of General Alden. No, Reborn's still here, okay. This place really did turn into a graveyard, sheesh. Shrine looks like it's alright, though. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the reach and the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Zenos' men returned straight away to Specula Importaris after cleaning this place. But Simi's lost interest in us. This brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away, but Zenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor place to think on it. I'll leave a token force to watch over the reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens, and we can discuss our path forward there. Alright, let's head back to Castrum Oriens then. Yay, we're back. Krile says Shistola. She still hasn't woken up, but Krile says she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we can't have hope for no more. Let's pray she makes a full recovery. We lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen when the Skull's commander cut down Mifrid. A single blow, and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. And you know what? No, the worst part? It wasn't Garlini who did it, it was Ali Megan. God's help me if I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's waiting. Oh, Lise.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nargo?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe? Well, to put it simply, we have one legatus overseeing two provinces a world apart. I say we divide and conquer. We kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more, thereby forcing Xenos to fight a war on two fronts.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. And I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild. And when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
Very curious indeed. Just what I was saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government here or anywhere else. I'm quite certain the same can be said of the Domain Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can go and assess the situation for ourselves and see what can be done. Unless you doubt what good few can accomplish, I might remind you that my grandfather and his 12 slice poles once journeyed to these lands to save Erzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls of an impossible task, and Erzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is nonetheless important to the multitudes whom will be freed from imperial oppression, whom we will free. Oh, I see a blue quest. Aha. And Iron Scorch us the Maelstrom. A moment, if you would. The Alliance has seen fit to charge the twin hour of overseeing the occupation of Castrum Oriens for the interim. As an adventurer, I realize if you want to attend to matters both great and small in the corners of the realm, then it should go without saying that you must uphold your obligations to the Maelstrom and the Arizonian Alliance. Thus, I would ask your aid in reconnaissance mission here in the fringes. Pray speak of Lieutenant Mokoa when you're ready to receive a briefing. She will oversee the operation. Do my eyes deceive me? It can't be, but it is. Iron Scorchwest, the Griffin's Bane herself. Yes, the great hero who defeated the Griffin atop Belzor's wall, bringing his plans of conquest to a shuddering halt. I think of no other title that would aptly befit your prowess. Pity no one else seems to think so. But enough of that. What brings you to the Issuries Griffin's Bane here to Castrum Oriens? Serpent Marshal Brookstone has requested you assist in my investigation. This is such an honor. I'll do my best not to disappoint you. My goodness me, where are my manners? Tala Mokol, military records officer at your service. Cannot offer much in the way of combat, but if you should have any inquiries regarding historical matters, you only need ask. Now then, let me praise you for our current situation. Shortly after taking control of Castrum Oriens, we discovered a number of confidential documents left behind by the Garlanians. Prisoner records dating back to the beginning of Alamigo's occupation. As you might have guessed, a great many of these were conscripted and sent away to depopulate new territories. A surprisingly large number were executed, as a reminder of what would happen should any step out of line. What we weren't expecting, however, was a number of prisoners simply as whereabouts unknown. We thought perhaps they met some ill fortune during the imprisonment, or even escaped. But we could find no other documents to suggest what came to them. Be they living or deceased, it is now our duty to find them. Not just for our records, mind you, but their loved ones as well. They deserve the peace of mind of knowing what happened here. This would be a recent incident, though. It would be no easy task to ascertain their whereabouts after 20 years, but I believe I know where we might begin our investigation. The Nutta have called these lands home long before even the Alamegans came to settle here. And as luck would have it, the resistance has established cordial relations with their people. Perhaps they remember something of what happened all these years ago. Alright. Alamiga prisoners captured 20 years ago. Yes, I remember. When the Garleans gained their foothold here, they interned any and anyone. Striders, Anata, it mattered not. Most were forced to serve in the Garlean army, dispatched to other lands from which they would never return. If I'm not mistaken, the prisoners who remained here were taken to a small village to the south. I cannot say what transpired there, but the settlement was heavily guarded. I fear the worst for them. A settlement to the south? Why, that had been Bittermill. I recall records of residents seeking asylum in Grindanian where the Garleans first arrived. The place was all but razed to the ground. Let's begin our search there. Perhaps something of value still remains in the rubble. Alright, we can do that. Ah, they're still after me. What are the Garlanians doing here? They cannot be allowed to leave. Get them. Ah! Goodness, that smarts. Perhaps I should devote more time to combat training. Though no amount of training would make me match for Reno's Griffin's Bane. That was a magnificent display. Gallean soldiers were certainly the last thing expected to find these abandoned, otherwise forgotten buildings. I managed to catch them unawares, but I'm quite certain this investigation would have ended poorly had you not arrived. Still, I find this quite curious. By all rights, the Galleans should be too busy contending with the resistance to waste time in a place like this. What were they doing here? I'm afraid our search for answers has only raised more questions. If we are to make sense of any of this, we should search this place from top to bottom. After my heart returns to my chest. Oh, another one? Curious, it's blue, but it's not a... okay. I'll take it, I guess. Sorry to keep you waiting. I fear the battlefield is no place for a bookworm. If the gods are kind, we'll encounter no further distractions. Let's begin our search. We'd like to cover more ground if we split up. Hopefully there's some trace of the prisoners left here. Cloying stench of rotting debris fill your nostrils. You're unable to discern where the odor is coming from. On closer inspection of the ground, you see footprints. Some of them appear to be fresh. Anything else around here? Not seeing anything. Maybe over here by this other building. So that's just much too clean to have been abandoned for 20 years. Very curious indeed. Ah, darn, thank goodness. Had someone was while expecting the houses. He seems unwell. Unwell? Unwell? No, definitely not. Certainly not. Yes, we're quite fine, but what of you? A little girl dressed in strange clothes. Quite strange, quite strange. Why, you have some nerve. Regardless of how I look, I'm a ranking officer of the Order of the Twin Adder, thank you very much. Now who are you, and what business do you have here? Who? Yes, you, and an excellent question. You are you, but who are we? Yes, we would like to know very much. Very much. You don't remember? Well, is there anything you can remember? Remember! Yes, something about this place. Something familiar. Quite familiar. Alright, this is only a hunch, mind you, but I suspect he's not from this place. Considering he's Elsian, he's like a Gurndani escaped from the Garlanians, or perhaps he'd be one of the missing prisoners. But certainly explain the Garlanian soldiers from before, and we need to take him back for questioning. Excuse me, sir, would you be willing to come back with us? And at the very least, it would be more comfortable than these dilapidated palaces, and be able to help you recover your memory. Memories, sweet memories. Yes, we would like them very much. Very much. Alright then, let's return the cash from Oriens. My browbeating commander will likely wish to meet you. I suppose it can't be helped. This is weird. Now's not the time, Grizzly. Possibly one of the missing prisoners, you say. I expected such wild claims from Lieutenant Morcillo. If you corroborate on her report, perhaps this warrants investigation. Till further notice, he shall stay under the protection of the Arzenian Alliance. Sir, with all due respect, you cannot just... Lieutenant McCall, get this man a hot meal and a warm bed. When he's had a bit of rest, see what he knows about Bittermill and the Garlanians. It should not be long before we reach a resolution to all this. You're free to wait here until she finishes the questioning our new detainee. Imagine Lieutenant Morcall has finished questioning the detainee by now. Go and see what, if anything, she's learned. Alright, just about finished with the questioning. Unfortunately, he can recall absolutely nothing of his past. The only thing he's certain of is that he escaped from a Garlanian captivity. Can you believe he really is one of the missing prisoners? But where does Bittermill fit into all this? I fear we've reached an impasse. It's not as if we can ask the Garlanians what they were doing there. Or perhaps we can. The soldier who escaped us earlier might know something to have been prowling around the area. He has been taken into custody. Come, Darwin, we must speak with the Serpent Marshal Brookstone about assembling a search party. No stone can be left unturned. Do I have anything to mend here? Let me see. A little bit. Not that much at all. You wish to capture a soldier you encountered at Bittermill. You should know I've already dispatched a reconnaissance team. After reading Lieutenant Morcall's report, I thought it'd be prudent he'd be apprehended immediately. However, there lies the rub. We'd like the manpower to sufficiently survey the area. In fact, I was just deliberating over if I should call back to make a sweep of Orion's stash. There's no need for that, sir. Lara and I will go. I realize I'm not the ideal scout to assist in this, but we have to find them. Okay. I'm curious what happens at the end of this blue quest. There's something always given at the end of the blue quest. wonder where we're heading this time. It's obviously not where we were before. Almost could make it. I was wondering whether it was going to catch me or not. On your guard, Iron. I have a bad feeling about this place. You don't say. We found him, Nar. We really found him. What are you... These wounds. If he's not treating it soon, he won't be telling anyone anything. He's like to bleed out if we left unattended. Go and tell Sergeant Marshal Brookstone we found him. He needs medical assistance before he can be moved. Do I have to go all the way back? Yeah, apparently. I have searched high and low, and yet there's no sign of this runaway soldier. You found him at Orin's stash. Say no more. Attention, this is Brookstone speaking. The subject has been found at Orin's stash. I repeat, the subject has been found at Orin's stash. He is severely wounded and in need of medical attention. Excellent work. Perhaps now we can finally get to the bottom of all this bitter mill business. Oh, new ring. I don't think these are any better than what I have, though, to be honest. By all rights, my men should be back by now. Go and see if you can find Lieutenant McCall. I want to know what those Galenian dogs were up to. Okay, we're not going all the way back there. Narn, I'm happy to report we managed to bring him back safely, not a minute too soon. I plan to speak with him shortly after returning, but the healers won't permit anyone to see him until he's settled and bleeding stopped. I imagine we won't have to wait very long. Seems he's finally fit to speak. I don't expect you to be grateful, but I'd like to remind you that you likely wouldn't be standing here if we hadn't found you in that cave. Now start talking. What were you doing out there at Bittermill? We were looking for someone, an escapee from one of our facilities. He'd lost his memory and was otherwise mentally unstable, so we know he couldn't have gone far. I believe the man you're speaking of is already in our custody. We found him seeking shelter at Bittermill. He claims you captured him, though he cannot recall where. So return to Bittermill after all. I guess the past came back to haunt him, even if he can't remember it. Listen, my superiors do not like to show you any leniency. If you just tell me everything you know, I will do all my power to see your life spared. We have a deal. Miss, I may be dressed in this uniform, but you're mistaken to believe I owe the Garleans any allegiance. I'll gladly tell you. 20 years ago, a group of prisoners were relocated to Bittermill to assist in the Garleans' most unorthodox experiments. They wanted to create a new chemical weapon, one that would leave buildings untouched while killing any and everyone it came in contact with. Black Rose, I believe it was called. That's horrible. Their intention was to drive back Arzinian forces without wasting any of their own on the front lines. Of course, they wouldn't know if it really worked without any willing volunteers, and what better place than a village long since abandoned by its people. Not a single prisoner survived. Their tests proved a resounding success. It was only a matter of time before Black Rose would be deployed, or so they thought. To the surprise of many, the project was shut down before Black Rose could ever be used. The order came from the Legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion, an interim leader of the Alamegan province, Gaius von Bazar. The Black Wolf would not allow the senseless murdering of Israel's people. He saw them as future subjects of the Empire to be ruled, not savages to be slaughtered. Everything was to be destroyed, but the man behind the project would not see his work wasted, and ran off with the last remaining samples of Black Rose. He was promptly apprehended, but he had already hidden away his work. He used every hint his tool at their disposal to make him talk, yet he would not, or rather could not, tell them where he hid it. The doctor had already gone mad and couldn't remember a thing. I can only assume one of his experiments went wrong and ruined his mind in the process. Then it means the man we found earlier. Aye, that's him. Galliamus, former head of research for the 14th Imperial Legion. Jeez. Can't believe the incoherent mess of a man who was a scientist in service to the Garleans. I think we've heard enough. Thank you for your cooperation. What do you think, Narn? A part of me wants to believe it isn't true, but I see no reason why he would lie to us. There has to be some way to substantiate this story. If the entirety of Bittermill was used for the experiments, it would be no easy feat to do away with the evidence of such a massive operation. Now, there would have to be some lingering traces of their work, and if they couldn't dispose of it, their only option was to bury it. Narn, we have to go back to Bittermill. Well, I always do enjoy an abandoned swamp village, so why not? Alright, let's split up. There has to be something here. I'm not leaving until we find it. You mean when I find it? Well, she's over here. Is there any chance of it being over here? Let's see. Good thing I checked over here, apparently. Oh, there's something here. Okay. Strange, you'd think there'd be more spots than this, of that. So I'm not really seeing anything. Something around this tree. Oh, here's the spot. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Let's see. You Dicky reveals a small metal container that you probably shouldn't touch it. Lieutenant McCall will want to know what you found. We did find something. You found something. Metal container, could it be the missing sample of Black Rose? So he was telling the truth after all. And there's no time to be sentimental nor hasty. Any mishaps in handling that container could prove disastrous. Let's report back to Serpent Marshal Brookstone. Alrighty. Lieutenant McCall is reporting in. We discovered the identity of the man we thought to be the missing prisoner. He is Gallimire's former chief of research for the 14th Imperial Legion, who oversaw the manufacturing of a chemical weapon known as Black Rose. After a thorough survey of Bittermill, we discovered that we believed to be a sample of this weapon. We'd like to request assistance in retrieving it. Attention, this is Brookstone. A container we believe to contain a Galonian chemical weapon has been discovered at Bittermill. We need you to get out there and retrieve it immediately. As for missing prisoners, they were used as test subjects for Black Rose. There are no survivors. So I don't believe we should allow the risk of such a weapon falling into the wrong hands. I agree, Lieutenant. After the weapon has been safely moved to a secure location, rest assured we will see to its disposal. As for Gallimire's, his fate resides with the Chancellor. Considering the weight of his crimes, his punishment will be quite severe. One has pity the man, but memories or no, his crime cannot be excused. Lieutenant Ricola, Nara, you've done well today, and I'm sure you've both been quite tired. Go and rest, you've earned it. Actually, I think I'll be heading back to Grindani to write up a report. Events of Bittermill need to be recorded. We might prevent such atrocities from happening again. I wish you could accompany me longer, but I'm sure the Great Griffin's Bane is needed elsewhere. Thank you again for all your help. I look forward to adding your feats of daring to our record someday. Yeah, there we go. Interesting little plot line there, I have to say. Learned a bit of a weird bit there, to be honest. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video off here now, and we'll go ahead and continue on in the next one. And I guess we'll be heading to Doma soon.